So I just got finished exercising not too long ago, and that put me into the mind of the importance of it, especially as we get older. It's important to continue to exercise to maintain a level of muscular strength, a level of flexibility, a good level of cardiovascular health, nutrition, and all of these things so that our quality of life will continue to be good and acceptable even as we go up in the years. But with that thought, I wanted to start kind of carving through a lot of the misconceptions about aging. Because I think that a lot of times we are misled or misunderstand without looking at the deeper issue with it. So, one, memory. We have this automatic assumption. They tell us that our brain doesn't function as well. We start losing memory. But have you ever considered that the reason why it's so much harder to remember things is not just a natural decline, but it's more about the environment. When we're young, we have very few things on our shoulders. We have very few responsibilities, and we have the ability for our mind to rest. We lose creativity when we get older. We lose our imagination, and it's not just because of a decline in our brains. It's because as we get older, we take on so many more responsibilities, jobs, our bills, when we start having families, our spouses, our kids, all of these different things we take on, and that begins to overwhelm our mind. So the difference is that when we're young, only thing we have to think about is school and whatever's going on in school. We don't have the weight of the world on our shoulders with our bills, with our responsibilities. So the older that you get, the more responsibilities that you take on. And the more responsibilities that you take on, the less time that your brain has to relax. That's why if you have some people who kind of never, or you hear the term fail to launch, they tend to be a lot more at peace mentally and have better memories because they don't have to use their mind as much because they're always just relaxed and just chilling. And for us, as we get older, we take on more and more burdens, more and more stresses, more and more responsibilities. Um, and that is what actually drowns out our ability to think. It's not so much that our brain is just so much weaker, it's that our brain, the capacity of information that is in our brain has gotten so huge that now it's harder to filter through it. It's harder to sift through all of this content. Think about when you get a brand new computer. You get a brand new computer, it runs super fast, but the longer you keep it and the more files that you save and the more production that you do on it, the less memory space that it has, and therefore it moves slower. That's what happens with our brain. And if we were able to keep the data at bay, then our memory and our focus and our speed of thought would stay stronger. Another thing when it comes to aging, they talk about mobility. We lose our ability. Now, don't get me wrong, there are elements that happen physically. For example, we don't heal as fast. When we're younger, our body is in a natural state where it heals quickly. Like if you break a bone, the bone will heal. If you get older, the bone might not heal, at least not in the same way. So there are some physical aspects, but a lot of it also is just comes to the societal lifestyle. Because when we're younger, we're kids. We don't have any responsibilities. We go to school. We do what we need to do. We go play. We go run. We go play. We go jump and do all of this other physical stuff. So we're in a constant state of activity and exercise, a constant state of movement. When we get older, we start working. A lot of us start working desk jobs. We're stuck at a desk for 8 hours a day. We're stuck in traffic 30 minutes to 2 hours. Sometimes, to tell you the truth, I drive a lot of times an hour and a half each way. So you're stuck sitting down all the time. And you're sitting down stuck to a computer. You're sitting down stuck to a screen. And that is limiting and eliminating your activity levels, which keeps your body in the running shape that it needs to be. We are supposed to be up moving. We are supposed to be up running around, walking around. We're supposed to be active. We're supposed to be doing things, not just sitting around all day stressing at a screen that we're looking at. in that physical lifestyle of our jobs, of our employment, of our transport, of our commute to those jobs really takes away the naturally designed way for us to stay active and to stay fit. So, for example, if we were to just get rich, suddenly, let's just say you got rich, you won a lottery, and now you're just rich and you're set for life, and you no longer have to work. I guarantee you that your health is going to improve. And your health is going to improve because now you have the freedom and the time to be able to do all of these things that you need to do and get all of this physical activity in. Likewise, if you were to win the lottery or suddenly get a windfall, become super rich, and you no longer have to work, you no longer have to adhere to the societal norms in terms of being in front of a desk all day, dealing with the stress of other people's pressure for their companies, for their businesses, making their businesses run, and the pressure that they are putting on you, and you don't have to worry about that external pressure from all of these other people day in, day out, all day long, then your mind is going to get better. Your relaxation is going to improve. Your thought processes are going to improve. Your cognitive ability is going to improve because it's not as much. I mean, there are again natural components that do happen. There is some natural elements of your brain where the cognitive ability reduces, but it's not so much as they make it out to be. There is some natural elements of your physical health that start going down, but not as much as we make it out to be. And I guarantee you that if you were to no longer have to fit into the mold of society because now you don't have to worry about bills, you don't have to worry about those responsibilities of your job and so forth, your mental health will greatly improve and your physical health will greatly improve. So the key to it is finding a way to navigate within those conditions that we have from our jobs, our commutes, our responsibilities, and be able to still find rest within that, still find fun within that. One way is to try to find work that is aligned with your passion, with your dream, and if you get that, then now it's no longer like stressful work, but it's like fun. So find work that is aligned with your passion. Find work that is aligned with your location. And also don't take on so many responsibilities that you're stressed out trying to keep up with them. Those are just a couple of things that we can do. But when you reduce the stress from your job, when you reduce the stress, when you reduce the lack of activity, or therefore when you increase your activity with normal day-to-day interaction, fun things, then your physical health will improve and your mental health and mental ability will also improve. So just a couple of things to think about. I know this is a long message, but wrapping it up now. Thanks.